Now closed funeral home on Federal Hill in Providence was receiving tens of thousands of taxpayers' dollars until recently. It turns out the Pennine Funeral Home is at the center of a criminal investigation.
That's right. It appears that some of that money was paid while the owner's license was suspended. The funeral home was shut down back in July. NBC 10's Brian Crandall reports.
Questions linger for John Belfi. Are these ashes really those of his mother, Cheryl? His doubt comes because he went to Pennine Funeral Home in Providence when his mom died in early July. Later that month, funeral home owner Alfred Pennine killed himself, and the home was closed as authorities found improperly stored bodies there. So how had Belfi ended up using Pennine? He says his mother didn't have any money, so he went through a state program that pays a certain amount for burial or cremation costs for the needy. Belfi visited the Department of Human Services office in Providence.
The woman I spoke to said, "We really like Pennine. He takes care of the cases that no one else will. He's a friend of ours."
The Department of Human Services tells me it doesn't make referrals to funeral homes, but will confirm for people coming in if indeed a home is part of the state assistance program. DHS claims that Belfi came in asking about Pennine. Belfi maintains to me that they recommended Pennine to him. In either case, he went to Pennine.
Basically, he said, whatever the state gives me will cover the entire cremation.
And Pennine had plenty of experience receiving state funds for burials and cremations for the needy. The DHS declined to talk to us on camera, but did provide documents as a result of our open records request. DHS records show the state paid Pennine more than $86,000 over the last 7 years, including more than $23,000 each of the last 2 years. Compared to figures provided by the department for payments to dozens of other funeral homes as part of the program, the amount Pennine received was not unusual. It was pretty much in the middle of the pack. What does stick out, though, is that the state paid Pennine nearly $4,600 in 2008. At that time, Alfred Pennine's license as a funeral home director and embalmer was suspended by the State Department of Health. His license was suspended for 2 years for, among other things, failing to perform a timely burial. When I asked how the funeral home got paid by the state during that time, the Department of Human Services spokesman told me they received the proper paperwork from Pennine for the services back then, but also told me it's now fair to say DHS was not aware his license was suspended at that time. John Belfi is a little surprised.
I live in a state where if they recommend something to me, or someone to me, you would think that you could go on that.
One remaining question is whether Pennine got state funds to perform services on the bodies that were ultimately found improperly stored. State officials say they're still trying to figure that out. And Providence police tell me the state money angle is also part of their ongoing investigation. Brian Crandall, NBC 10 News.